Okay, everybody, welcome. It is the time. It's the time for another edition of Marilyn's Cafe Society Radio right here on YouTube. Man, I tell you, I've just spent the last 15 minutes or so dealing with technology, but here we are today. It's Friday, April 30th, 2021, and how are you? I'm a little frazzled. Look, my hair is a little frazzled, but nevertheless, we are here. We're going to get right into it because I am expecting a guest to join in momentarily, but I just, want to check in with you, make sure everything is good on your end. Again, I'm okay. Just talking about the weather as we usually do. It's just a beautiful day here in the Chicagoland area. I'm really enjoying the day. And of course, some of the days of this spring so far, we've had to crank up the heat. And then other days we had to turn on the air conditioning. But, Mother Nature will work it all out and everything will be okay sooner rather than later. And so real quick, looking at the Johns Hopkins report, the latest as of this morning, it's being reported there's a little more than 150.6 million COVID-19 cases globally. That's an increase of over 2 million more cases since my last report a couple of days ago. Now, worldwide, the number of deaths are still slowly approaching 3.2 million. And here in the United States, we've hit a little under 32.3 million confirmed cases, which is roughly 200,000 more cases than the last report. Now, in terms of COVID-19 deaths in the United States, the number is just over 575,000 deaths, which is an increase of about 2,200 deaths since the past Tuesday's report. Now, a side note is by this weekend, 100 million Americans will have been fully vaccinated. And so that's good news. That's about a third of our population. But some sad news, Brazil has hit 400,000 deaths in an apparent renewed surge of COVID-19. And also you've heard about it, conditions in India are now catastrophic. That's right. They have been hit by a rapid second wave of COVID-19. And in a matter of just a few weeks, they've confirmed cases that have skyrocketed from 15,000 to more than 350,000 each day. Now, according to some major media outlets, these numbers are likely much higher and only tell a part of what's happening on ground there, but hospitals have been stretched beyond capacity. Many patients are being turned away when seeking life-saving medical care. And of course, oxygen and other critical supplies are running out. And thankfully, the United States and other countries around the world have stepped up by sending medical aid as well as supplies. So stay tuned. We'll definitely follow that and see how things continue to develop. Now, in terms of the United States Labor Department job report, it's being reported that the initial jobless claims have declined to 553,000, which is a decrease of 13,000 claims from the previous week's revised number of 566,000. Now, remember, last time I reported about 547,000 claims were filed in the previous week, but they made some adjustments. And so that revised number was 566,000. And now this latest report is showing a decline to 553,000 claims filed. So now overall, based on this report, it looks like things are improving, right? In the job market, we'll keep our fingers crossed and hope so. You may not, for women, you may not be experiencing such an improvement because before the pandemic, women were beginning to make significant gains in the workforce. But according to a new report from Oxford International, women lost at least $800 billion in income just in the last year. And so This news unfortunately reflects the disproportionate harm that COVID-19 has inflicted on women's earning power. I tell you, good news on the one hand and not so good news on the other hand. Let's take a quick look at the stock market, and of course, at the open of the market today, Friday, April 30th, 2021, the Dow was up 239.98 points to 34,060.36. The S&P 500 was up 28.29 to 4,211.47 points. The NASDAQ also improved 31.52 points to 14,082.55. Gold dropped, however, $5.20 per ounce to $1,768.30 per ounce, and oil had an increase of $1.15 to $65.01 per barrel. Now, Amazon posted its biggest profit ever last quarter, and Twitter shares fell as much as 10% after missing user targets and offering lower guidance for the current quarter. And that completes our look at the stock market and our news. And again, as I indicated, I am waiting for my special guest to join us on the call. Again, this is like a do-over, a second try. We experienced some technical issues a couple times early in the show, and let's see, has she popped in yet? Not yet. We'll give her a few more minutes and try again. I have a couple of different devices that I use in presenting my show, and for some reason, two of them, the good old standby, the one that I normally use, failed me today, this morning, or actually I should say this afternoon as we are recording. And so I went to my trusty old standby, and that one failed as well. And so here we are on this third one. And it seems like everything is good. The connection is good. Again, we're just waiting for my guest to pop in and join the meeting, and then we'll begin our talk with her. Just to kind of give you a little bit of a background on my guest, introduce her, and by the time I finish reading the extensive introduction of her, perhaps she will be on the call with me. But of course, her name is Eugenia Foxworth, and she's owner, president, broker of Foxworth Realty. Now, what's unique about Ms. Foxworth is she's a certified international property specialist. She's certified with the New York residential, as a New York residential specialist. She's also a consultant in the international real estate group, and is certified as a minority woman-owned business with New York City and New York State. She, of course, is an active member of FIABCI-USA, which is an international federation of real estate, and we'll get into that in a bit when she joins the call. But she's also a member of the National Association of Realtors, the Real Estate Board of New York, and many, many more organizations in the real estate industry. In fact, in April of 2019, she's so dynamic, she was recognized as a woman of courage and received an award from the Harlem Community News and Health First. And she also recently received proclamation from New York State Senator Bill Perkins for exemplary service, Chase Bank, and the Women in the Black honored her with the Woman on a Mission Award at the same time. She also received a citation from the New York State Assembly District 70 Assembly Member Inez Dickens, or Dickens, I should say, and a certificate of appreciation from Gail A. Brewer, the Manhattan Borough President, in recognition for her dedication and service to the Harlem community. Eugenia Foxworth is a graduate of Drexel University. She's a leader and a philanthropist. And of course, she's a guest on the show because she has a recent honor bestowed upon her that is, in my opinion, history making. And so we're going to talk to her about this recent honor that she has been blessed to receive. And I believe she is coming on with us right now. There she is.
Good
All
morning.
right. Eugenia, how are you? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How are you?
Fantastic. I appreciate your patience. Boy, I've been working on my technology all morning with no issues, and lo and behold, here we go this afternoon having some issues. So again, I thank you for your patience and for hanging around a little bit longer to stop by the show today.
My pleasure. Good afternoon.
Yes, yes. And so again, I was just reading to the audience all of the accolades and honors and awards and accomplishments that you have experienced, and leading up to this huge, huge honor that you will begin serving next week. But before I go there, I want to ask you, because I'm kind of confused. Now, is it currently a buyer's market? You know, because we're hearing about the low interest rates for home buyers and so forth. Or is it a seller's market? Because, you know, we're also hearing that, you know, there's a shortage of homes on the market for sale. And so anyone who's selling now can pretty much get what they want. Or is it both?
It is both, because we're in a strange time. Normally it's one or the other, but right now the interest rate is like nothing. So that gives people the opportunity to buy what they want at this time rather than waiting and saving. And then it's a seller's market, which actually it's a double edge, but a positive. The seller's market, everyone is moving, properties are going up double the amount or greater, or 1/3 the amount. It enables the sellers to sell and get a certain amount of income so they can move up too. So it's both. It's both. It's both for sellers and buyers.
And that's really weird. That's really weird because I got into not an argument, but just a debate with a friend last week about this. And I was like, well, I don't know. One day I hear someone say it's the buyer's market. The next day I hear someone say it's the seller's market. And I was thinking to myself, I'm going to have this dynamo realtor on my show, and I'm just going to ask her to give us some clarity. So I thank you for clarifying that. It is both. And that's a real thing. Yeah. All right. So real quickly, Eugenia, I've been reading and studying up on you, and you have a love for real estate, and you have been in the industry for a while and have really kind of immersed yourself in it. How did you develop this interest or love for the real estate industry?
It came by accident. I was looking for a new art gallery because mine had been flooded twice. And the agents took me everywhere but the right place. therefore, I decided to get my own license, but I didn't realize I had to go to work for a company who, would sign me on.
Okay.
And once I got in, I thought, well, I ended up with a company. I ended up thinking, because my idea, I'm going to get my own space. I wasn't going to wait on these people that either thought I was kidding, couldn't afford it, or whatever. And I thought, oh, I can find art on the wall. So it's a double hitter. I have my license, I can sell, I can get art off of the wall. But then I got involved and I found an organization, FIABCI, and it was different. And I loved the people and I loved the sales. I loved the apartments. What more can I say? Normal.
Oh, wow. Yes. Yes. When I was younger, when we were teenagers, my mom started this thing where she would say, let's get in the car on the weekends and go look at homes, because there would be all these open houses and sometimes she would actually book appointments. And so it kind of became like a hobby for us to go around and look at houses and ooh and ah. This is, of course, in the early days when realtors weren't so temperamental about their time and so forth. I think some of them kind of knew that we weren't really going to buy. We were just, looking. But it sparked something in me. And eventually my mom, came into 3 properties of her own. But it sparked an interest in me. But I think I loved communications a little bit more, better. But I totally get it. I even ended up working for 3 realtors over the course of my my life. But it is a very interesting industry.
Yes, it is. It definitely is. Well, I was never taught that a woman can't do or a man can do. I know how to carve, but I don't know how to sew a button on. It's not that I don't know, I'm not very good with it. And the knot that you make falls off. So I've always done whatever I've wanted. And in real estate, it has been to my advantage. I speak up, I catch people off guard because they don't expect me. My name fools them when I call.
Yes.
And then my voice as well. And then when I show up, they're completely out of it. But they listen to me because I know what I'm talking about. I know what my clients want. I don't let anyone tell me one thing or another. And I'm very careful with where I take my clients to purchase. And I also will fight for both the buyer and for the seller, because both get hit in different directions. So
Got it. Yeah, that's awesome. And that's a good nugget for young and old who may be listening, whatever industry you're in, or would like to be in, to kind of have that attitude.
may I say something else I forgot?
Yes.
Some people can dress in any manner they want. They can wear industrial pants and shoes. But as a woman of color, I dress. Others don't have to, but I dress.
Gotcha.
I do. If it's the summer, you're not going to see me in a halter dress. If you see the men that are successful are wearing their blazers and they're wearing their pantsuits. And, or if it's really hot, they may have a nice shirt or they may wear a tie. If you're dealing with a high-end client, they expect you to look a certain way. Even if it's a lower-end client, a customer that someone else is bringing in, appearance means a lot. Your mouth means a lot, whether it's the education on the product, because everybody knows. Everything is out there on the internet now. Before it was different. So your customer knows more than you most of the time. Thank you.
Something. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? Yeah, the world has changed. The world has changed. But again, you've just dropped some wonderful nuggets to keep in mind in our, for our professional careers or whatever path we decide to take. And I thank you for that. Thank you. Now, Eugenia, you've served as FIABCI-USA's local council president for New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. You were the first African-American to be elected in 65 years as vice president of the Americas with FIABCI.org. And just in May of 2019, you began your term as the first vice president of the executive board of directors for FIABCI-USA. And starting next week, you will begin to serve as the first African-American president of FIABCI-USA. Tell us about all of this. What is FIABCI and how do you plan to make your mark as the first African-American president?
Okay. Well, we use terms a little differently, so let me clarify something. Okay. I was the first president for the New York local chapter, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. We use words, and this is the internet and things get out. That's the only reason. And I was the vice president of the Americas. That was one of our international committees, but I've been on the board off and on. You can only spend 3 years and 3 times, and that's a 2-year term as being on the board of directors or the executive board, which I've done. So now I am, how did we do? I was elected as the President-elect. My term ends tomorrow. My term begins as the president tomorrow. How did I get into that? That was your question, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, FIABCI, which is the International Federation of Real Estate, has been around quite a while, as you said. And it is our main office is in Paris. And yes, and I am the first to be, and we're in 65 countries. So you don't count Africa, but with all the other countries, and especially the United States, yes, I am the first. And I love the organization. We are composed of every component in real estate, whether you're an attorney or developer or an investor, all aspects. Mm-hmm. And what we do is the organization is nonprofit. However, all of us are in business, whether we own the business or work for someone. And at this time, I'll be quick. We've done things. Right now, one of our agendas is, since we're with the UN as an ECOSOC, we have been very involved with affordable housing. We built out of a dump in Nicaragua a few years ago. That's when I got involved. And some of our issues that we try to do through those who are within the different countries, we all have this same mindset. And as I said, affordable housing, we've been doing before that became a key word that everybody says, international affordable. We've been doing this through the years. And that's one thing I like. There's nothing that forbids us from you to become a member. It's just a matter of paying your membership, and you used to have sponsors, but that's different. And it's a great opportunity for me now. My goal is to introduce FIABCI throughout the United States, because there are less of us in the United States than worldwide, and that's unusual. So I want people to know. I would like for the different schools, colleges, universities.
Yes.
I'd like to bring on some of their professors as ambassadors, those who are in the fields that I mentioned, any aspect of it, so that we can give contracts to, we can give scholarships to students, because you have to have someone, and we give the academic members are free. That's how serious we are. They don't pay, and we need them there so that the children, the students have an opportunity. And I want to go out throughout the different areas within the United States to speak. COVID is holding us back, but this is something that is most important, because the students, the younger people are our future, and they can help within the community to get the affordable housing. And that's something that's my Achilles heel. That's what we need.
Very good. Yeah. I mean, because you hear, we as lay people outside of the real estate industry, you know, we hear about like the Chicago Association of Realtors and even the National Association of Realtors, but FIABCI is something that we wouldn't know about. I would imagine those in the industry, individuals in the industry would maybe
they do
know about it, but in terms of just expanding the awareness of the organization and that it exists, and that even this real estate industry is wide open for us to pursue. I think that's a great task that you're taking on, to just expand that knowledge and awareness of the organization. And I believe you're going to do a wonderful job. I'm just so impressed with you, and I know you have to run. I thank you so much for stopping by. I just want to ask you though, before I let you go, are there any other closing remarks that you have for us?
I do, but when you mentioned the National Association of Realtors, they are one of our principal members. And I've been a realtor and a member of the National Association of Realtors since I got in the business. When I opened my company, I did as well. What my closing remark first is to thank you for being so gracious and to invite me to speak. And what I really would like to say is, it's an opportunity for those of us of color and brown and or Black people to learn about what you're buying, who you're buying from, what the facts are, and who you should work with. And I think that's something, knowledge is limited. You may know how many apartments and homes are on the market, but I think that you need to speak to someone that you're comfortable with, no matter what, especially our women and men in business. It's important to know. And that's all I can say. I just wish everyone a wonderful day.
Yes.
I thank you, and continue with your cafe society. I love it.
Thank you so much. And Madam President, I just want to be the first to say that to you, and to thank you for sharing your time with us today. Again, I'm so thrilled to have you stop by, and honored to spend some time speaking with you today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And
Thank
please
you.
let me know if there's anything I can help you do in your work as the president of FIABCI-USA.
I'll hold you to that.
All right, all right.
Thank you.
You have a
Thanks for
wonderful
the offer, but I'll hold you to it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'll stand firm on it too.
Thank you. Have
You
a good day.
too, and enjoy this beautiful weather that I don't know if you guys are having it, but we have a beautiful day here today. So enjoy.
Thank you. We have a beautiful day. Thank you very much.
All right. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and that, of course, is Eugenia Foxworth, who is the newly elected president for FIABCI-USA. And again, that is an organization that is a non-governmental affiliation with United Nations. And as you've heard, any and everybody who has anything to do with real estate is a member of that organization. It's international. There are 65 countries involved, and she is now president. Well, starting Monday, will become president of the USA division of that. So I am pleased to have spoken with her. All right, and so we'll get ready to wrap up the show. And of course, I just want to remind you before we go what our word of the month is as we close out this month, the month of April, and it is caste, a system of dividing groups of people or society into hereditary, social, and privileged classes. This is our last day to practice that word. And so I hope you have been using it, studying it, and have it etched in your brain as we continue to go on this journey of learning a new word every month and expanding our vocabulary. And not just a new word, but these have been some very interesting words, right? Interesting words, different words, unique words. But I love the definitions, so stay with us on this journey and expanding our vocabulary. All right, so I just want to remind you guys about the Christmas giveaway that's going to be starting in October. We are looking for businesses who want to gain some additional exposure for your product, your service, your brand, whatever it is, and you want to make it a part of our Christmas giveaway. Just send the email to producer@marilynscafesociety.com. And also, if you are just interested in general in expanding your brand, and you have show ideas or anything like that, producer@marilynscafesociety.com. Remember that website, marilynscafesociety.com, where you can get connected with me on social media. And of course, before we go, we're going to talk about what love is. And it is when a hug is better than painkillers. And right now, I have been in a little pain today because of all of the technical issues that I've been having, but that's all right. We worked it all out, right? All right, so listen, everyone, we gotta go. Before we go, remember, if you don't do anything else, until the next time we connect, be sure to live, to laugh, and to love. As always, it's a pleasure and a privilege. Before I go, oh my goodness, it just came to me. I have good news to report on our journey with the Black Heroes Matter Coalition. If you have not heard, I did blog about it. So those who check out the blog, you already know that the esteemed Transportation and Public Ways Committee of the City of Chicago united together in the spirit of Jean-Baptiste, Pointe, DuSable on yesterday afternoon. It was rough, it was tough and stuff, but finally they united and decided to say yes to renaming the outer Lakeshore Drive in the city of Chicago to Jean-Baptiste Pointe DuSable Drive. Now, what this means now is this ordinance to rename it will now move to the full city council, which they will be meeting, I believe, the third Wednesday in the month of May. And so go to the blog, Maryland's Cafe Society on WordPress to get all of the calls to actions that we're asking you all to help us out with to make this happen. And of course, you know, and by doing this is not just about renaming Lakeshore Drive. It's a whole lot more. It's about chipping away at systemic racism and all of the prejudices and biases that have been happening not only in the city of Chicago, but of course across the country and worldwide. And so this renaming of Lakeshore Drive is just a larger gesture, if you will, action. Again, a step forward to express, you know, that that the city can come together and say, you know, we've hidden this little known secret about the city of Chicago being founded by this Black man long enough. Efforts over the years to honor him and recognize his contribution to the city of Chicago was always underplayed or you know, pushed aside. As I shared before, there was a park that was named for him that remains undeveloped. Of course, we still have the DuSable Museum that sits on the south side of Chicago, and what a wonderful place. Be sure to visit it whenever you come to the city of Chicago. And then there's the DuSable Bridge that links South Michigan Avenue to North Michigan Avenue, but no one really calls it the DuSable Bridge. And then there's the bust that an artist created and had it strategically placed on the DuSable at the south end of southwest end of the DuSable Bridge. And some people just walk right by it and don't notice it. And so there have been small things done and insignificant things done, but there's even a day of observance for DuSable that no one knows about. And so the Black Heroes Matter Coalition joined with Alderman David Moore a few years ago to push this thing forward and to make sure that DuSable is properly honored and prayerfully also show the world, the country, and particularly the city of Chicago, that the leadership is on board with and you know, social injustice and all of the ugliness that has been perpetuated on and against people of color, Black people, particularly Black and brown people. And so I am happy to announce that we are one step closer to reaching that goal. Again, go to the blog, Maryland's Cafe Society on WordPress to be sure to help us out to make sure that the full city council says yes to this. And then, you know, we'll push on with having an official city holiday in his honor, an official city holiday in his honor, as well as the statue, a real monument in his honor, 25 feet at the least, and to have it placed in a significant area in downtown Chicago for the world and tourists and everyone to see. And of course, we are working with educators and coming up with curriculum to have placed in the Chicago Public Schools, and probably various other after-school programs and educational type youth-oriented programs and organizations. And so, we're making it happen. And I thank everyone who helped us in this, for phone calls, letters you've written, or whatever. And also a big thank you to Alderman David Moore, Alderwoman Sophia King, and everyone on the Transportation and Public Ways Committee, the chairperson, Brookins, for supporting this and pushing it forward. Thank you all. Thank you so much. All right, so that's it. I'm done. As always, it's a pleasure and a privilege. We'll hang out again on the next show. Peace, everybody.